Dar ăștia unde-s?
Păi mă jucam eu cu reflex la 2 hype că pe ăsta și l-am băgat și pe Sebi. Apoi intrare mea.
AG.
Bună!
Bună!
Arogi.
Bună! Da, bine. Stați așa că dau și eu leave. Dar până atunci hai să cine trebuie să le acoperi. Da, bun. Cum face zAndy? Dăm double meal.
Dar nu, că nu merge, uite, de capture aia. Am zis.
Nu-ți merge?
Nu, dă, bine, am văzut că e ceva eroare și nu.
Trebuie să mai facem double.
Deci mai fac facecam deloc oricum, că abia m-am trezit. Pe cineva nu știe să mă sune.
Dar ce s-a întâmplat, mă? Că eu n-am înțeles.
Deci fii atent, îi zic, bă, sună-mă la 7 și 5 minute, da? Zice, da, mă, bine. La 9, deci eu m-am pus și alarmă la 7 în caz că nu mă sună, nu m-am trezit de alarmă. M-am trezit la 9 și 30 sau 9 și 20 și văd că am mesaj de la Fuzi, bă, te-ai trezit? La 8.
Păi bă,
Dar nu mă sună cu aia, nu mă sună.
ai zis, mă trezesc și cineva și am zis, yeah, dar pe după aia m-am dus fără, păi am uitat.
Păi bine, și de ce mai dat mesaj dacă m-am trezit? Și nu mai sună direct
Păi
oricum?
vreau să văd dacă te trezi sau nu.
Ok, și dacă nu ți-am dat mesaj după o oră, tu ce crezi? M-am
Eram
trezit
în
sau m-am
meci.
trezit?
Cu meciule am văzut un mesaj pe Insta, hai să văd ce mi-a scris.
Bă, da, zis pe animalul ăsta infect. Nu știu cum am trezit oricum. Eram mort de somn.
Ai simțit că e aproape 10.
Deci fii atent ce am făcut acum. Deci am intrat. Ce țeapă i-am dat la rifle.
Ce mă, ce ai?
Deci i-am zis la Slurpee că nu mă mai joc, deci am dat return to lobby și am intrat iară, știi? Și între timp eu zis la reflex să intre și am intrat eu și Slurpee credea că-s reflex. Și a început să audă pe cu mine.
Mamă, eu nu m-am calificat la ochi, lângă mine să mă sparg.
Cât de ceasă, bă?
50 și...
La 10 fix trebuie să
9,
înceapă. Bine că a început deja live-ul de la așa și... Dar vorbesc de astea, de astea. Am văzut că o să vorbească cu...
Cine vorbește?
Cu pro player, cu de-astea, gen, să întrebe în interviuri și de-astea.
Și tu, nu?
Da.
Na, uite-l și pe...
Mai are să bag în cum mai încep încă 5 minute, ca 5 minute începe anunțul. Văd dacă pun facecam. Mai gândesc, dar chiar n-am niciun chef, că nu știu, că ați auzit și voi mai de ce s-a întâmplat. M-am pus și eu să mă culc, am avut și eu încredere în Fuzi că mă sună. Ce face Fuzi? Îmi dă mesaj dacă m-am trezit, rog să mă sune. Hai. Poate schimb, poate îmi pun la un dat facecam în timpul live-ului, dar nu știu exact. Despre ce e vorba? În 2 minute generez deja ăștia live de la Fortnite, dar o să vorbească despre ce o să facă în 2022, ce turneu o să bage, ce vedem despre ce vorbesc, că nu știu exact. Tu mai uiți mult, mă? Cine? Like. Nu știu cu cine crezi că vorbești aici. Crezi că ai dialog. N-ai că a început.
Nu, și pe asta vorbește de
Luați
disco.
link-ul, la dacă nu aveți.
Ce?
Am trimis link-ul dacă nu-l aveți, bro.
Baby,
punte pe mână dacă te aveți facecam. Ia să vedem ce zic băieții. Mă ne trezim mâine cu strag pe canal, nu mai face live 3 ani.
Dă partea cererea ca să vedem toate celor.
Nu,
We got
da,
three
dă-i
big
uite la
things to
Sebi
talk
dacă
about.
e
We
acum.
don't know what they are, and I mean, my heart's
Bun, am
racing a little
încălzit
bit
asta.
here. I mean, I'm telling you, I said this before.
Bam.
I'm more nervous for this
Bam.
broadcast than I am with anything else I've ever done. But no one, I'm telling you, no one believes us that we don't know. No one believes us that we don't know. I'm sure at the end of the day they'll realize.
Yeah, we are completely in the dark, and let me tell you, the anticipation has been building up like crazy, and the fact that the show has started, and like we were all talking over, like, oh my gosh, we're all just so nervous. We're not nervous to like be on the desk. We're nervous.
Decât
because
scoat mai bine
of how
rămâne
we're
trio,
reacting. We're so just
niciodată,
like,
mă.
it's just coming
Niciodată
from,
să
you
nu
know,
ai un
straight
trio.
joy.
Saud solo,
And
saud
as you
orice.
guys can see below me,
Pune
we have
codul
these
sus.
3 chests that we're going to be opening up per
Deranjează
announcement.
codul.
But before we
Apăs.
get into the first one, you know, we got a little bit of a
Dar ce
recap
acoperă
that we
codul
just got to
acum?
see during the opening of this show.
Ah,
And I
bine.
jump back into that
Acoperă
one more
subtitrarea.
time because we need to see what happened in the year for Europe.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? Resub here, and we're at the Grand Royale at the end of 2021, which means that we've had a ton of FNCSs throughout this year, which also means there's been a lot of cool moments. So I want to break down my personal favorites. Starting things off with Chapter 2, Season 5, and the domination of Hen Janice Chapix. If you know anything about me, you'll know that this has been my favorite team throughout the entire year. They were the most dominant team in this season by a landslide. Any tournament they played, they placed in the top 5, which is, I honestly don't think there's any other team that has managed to get that form of
Am uitat live la
accolade.
turnee.
When it
Bă, eu
came to the
făceam live-uri la
FNCS
turnee
finals,
și
the
până
final
acum,
game
dar
was down between
a fost
them,
doar trio.
Thomas Flickanas, and Fadil
Ei nu mă
Norveli
lăsau
and
ăștia cu
Reason.
mai scan
They
să
actually ended up getting into
Dar
an
dacă e solo,
engagement
o să
with
fac.
Fadil's team in the third zone, which was third partied by a headshot snipe, eliminating
Poate și
them from
cadou.
the tournament and stopping them from winning. And then we all know how that final game
Uite,
went.
zAndy, poate
We
să zic
saw
așa de
Hen
reboot
Janice
round-ul
Chapix
tău.
pick up the victory with
Hai,
9
dacă te
eliminations
Pe ceva
from
să
a
zică
steamy
de aici.
stack endgame, and for them to win the tournament and
Bă,
the
nu știu.
final game was beautiful after clearly being the best team that season. Season 6 was interesting because the narrative in Season 5 was more of the
Poate pun
consistent
pe schimb
teams
cea de
who do
mai
well, the
încolo.
teams who are in that
Abia m-am
mid and
trezit și
low, and
ori-
I can just play each individual game out. But Queasy, Trulex, and Juriki really turned that narrative up on its head by just taking height every single game and picking up 3 victory royales out of the 12 games that they ended up playing. It seemed like any time any other team was going for height, be it in like 5th zone, 6th, 7th, any time after that, they just had an understanding of how to get them off of it and how to retake it and claim it for themselves. And honestly, they were so far ahead of the rest of the lobby in understanding height takes. And since this was the no mobility meta, meaning they
no,
didn't
just
have any
not
launch
fucking
pads, it meant
fata,
that retaking high ground from them was extremely difficult. So once they got it, they managed to stay up there and just dominate the rest of the lobby. Season 7 was basically the complete opposite of this because we had so many teams that were really focused on height. We had Vedea alongside Noah and Aqua, and then again the returning champions of Queasy, Trulex, Jurki. We had Benji, Joe, and Shadow, and many more who were just all going for height. Now that there was mobility back in the meta, it was a lot easier to do so. So it just became a mess up on top of the lobby when it came to end games. This opened up opportunities for other teams to be able to play those other layers and do it so successfully. And under the radar, the winners of the season, Kiriachi, Stormy, and Toos, basically went unnoticed
din setări, nu știu dacă mai
because they
poți.
were just slowly
Nu,
racking
setări
up
în
points.
engleză.
Not having a game worse than top 20.
Da,
in a
înainte
single
puteai
one.
gen
Now, when it
automat,
came to
dar
the
la
final
live-uri nu.
match, you'll notice a lot of my
Cine
favorite
naiba
moments
face
are just
să
final
la
matches,
live-uri?
the finals.
Bine,
The
până
difference
acum
between them in first
știu
and
de
the team
codis.
in 7th was 24
Păi vorbea de
points.
ăștia cum au
So
câștigat.
any of the teams
Da,
could have picked up a
înainte
victory royale with a bunch of
doar zice
eliminations and
cine,
managed to win
zice
or
că
just drastically move
Queasy a
up.
fost
And of
ahead of the
course,
meta.
in the final game, the
În
top
fiecare
10
care
was
câștiga până
stacked
PSO a fost
chock-a-block
ahead of the
with
meta
these
și
teams,
așa.
but the team that came
Am
out
avut
on
și
top
pe ăștia
was
care câștiga
obviously
până PSO,
Kiriachi,
văd.
Stormy, and Toos to win them the entire tournament. And hands down, the best moment for me has to be Vino versus Tayson All-Star Showdown Solo Finals, the last game. This moment was whoever won the fight won the tournament, first versus second. And I know Vino's still thinking about missing this shot to this moment, but Tayson drops down to the low ground, picks up an easy elimination, and then just
Pentru
hits
că
the
Vino a
shots
ratat
that
un hit
matter
de
when Vino
pump,
unfortunately
a pierdut
wasn't
40.000 de
able to.
dolari.
This
Primul loc
elimination
parcă
and
la
the victory royale
125.000 și l-a luat
won Tayson the
80.000 sau ceva de
entire tournament
genul.
and ended up placing Vino second. If Vino had ended up eliminating Tayson, he would have won
Versus
and
Subclass.
Tayson ended up in
Uitați-vă aici,
second.
la 1v1 s-a rămas 1v1 care câștiga fight-ul, câștiga.
And I highly recommend you
Aici,
go and watch it
nu,
if you haven't
aici acum,
already. Hope
1v1.
you guys enjoyed this video.
Dacă
and
nu
love
arată
you all,
acolo,
of course.
Veno
I've been Resub.
avea 40.000
Enjoy
de dolari
the
în plus.
FNCS Grand Royale.
N-am mai zis nimic. Hai bine.
Yo, that guy was handsome.
Primul announcement, auzi,
Alright,
mâncați așa cam în cap.
yes, thank
Hai
you
să
so
vedem.
much,
Sunt
Reese, for
3
that comment.
anunțuri.
Obviously, guys, we're taking a recap, a look at the year of 2021 for the FNCS, and you might have noticed that Season 8s are missing. Those videos were recorded actually while Season 8 was going on. So, to my question to you, MDF, SETI, Cami, and Teak, an incredible team, players that have been around the scene for such a long time, walking away in first place. Was that something that you guys would have like predicted?
Listen, they had a phenomenal performance. I don't think we predicted any team to actually have such a streak like them. A blowout performance really doesn't happen very often across the 2-day formats. Normally, it's more closer, right, Reese? It's that things are up in the air.
I mean, yeah, that first day was absolutely insane. Some of the best 6 games we've ever seen in Fortnite, ever. And it was just to set the stage of that day, too, where they just continued the domination. And, you know, they ended almost 100 points ahead of second place at the end of the 12 games. And that was only 3 weeks ago. So, you know, with the Grand Royale coming across this weekend, like, they're probably still in that top form and looking to take home the 2-time.
Yeah, that was it was really incredible to watch. I loved watching those 12 games. Probably my favorite 12 games I've ever watched, simply because of how dominant they were. And it was great to watch and learn from what they were doing and just see how they compared to all the other trios.
Yeah, 2021 was an incredible year for Fortnite. In chat, I see the spam, I see the emote spam. I know what you're here for. You're here for the announcements. So you do not have to spam anymore, or actually maybe increase it, because this is announcement number 1. Let's take a look.
Nu, de ce?
Ia, acum mai zice.
Informat.
Te rog, Coai, te rog.
What's up, Fortnite fans?
Solo.
Zeke here. I'm really excited to share a couple of updates on Fortnite Competitive with you today. Before we get started, I wanted to take a few seconds to reflect on this year. In 2021 to date, we've had millions of unique participants across all tournaments. In total this year, so far, all of you have played in over 100 different named tournaments across over 1,000 different tournament sessions. We see your drive and passion to compete, and we're thrilled to continue to support this community and our open ecosystem. Thank you for your support for Fortnite Competitive. So, next year, we are planning hundreds of additional tournaments for you, all directly in-game for you to participate and compete in for 2022. I'm talking Cash Cups, Console Cups, LTM Creative Mode Cups, Item Shop Cups, cups you ain't never seen before. We're doing it all next year. I'm also happy to announce that the FNCS will return again next year. Year of trios was super fun to watch storylines, skill sets develop, and over time more consistent yearly experience for the best players in the world. But hey, it wouldn't be Fortnite Competitive without a little shake-up. So for 2022, it's
Bine mă, și duo, da mă, da!
E bine și așa. Un an întreg de duo, coaie. Hai de...
întreg de duo, reflex. Pregătește-te.
În februarie. Păi e duo un an. Hai de... Duo un an, dar stai așa să dau. Dau și mai repede ca să fiu și mai față.
Mamă, cum e titlul.
Bă, dar cât mai merge? Hai că l-a spun aici.
Păi și mie merg în continuu.
Dar nu așa, că m-am plictisit. Băi, duo, un an întreg. Ia, zi-mi te rog, să-mi zică și că ai chapter nou și atât.
Oh, so excited for duos. That's
There's such a good display of individual.
Bă, la voi ce zice acum?
Vorbește la de dreapta.
Bine. Bă, dacă clasica că am apăsat în greșeală pe săgeată dreaptă.
Oh, so excited for duos. That's absolutely awesome. I love the fact that we're doing like another year at the same time, because as Zeke had mentioned.
Bă, vă dau eu partajare și ne uităm toți la mine direct. Că oricum am 1080 pe 60. Păi, bine mă, dar oricum am 1080. Păi îi dau, dar încă mai mere de jumador.
Păi și mie mi-a mers să mă aranjea în apă.
Ni-l pe maz!
Ni! Te, frumosule!
I'm great, that exciting announcement with
Cum adică cine stai? Maz, nu știu cine.
I'm actually really excited.
Hai că nu-l știi pe Maz.
Playing trios for a really long time, so it's good to switch it up with the different game modes. I'm really excited for that.
Hey man, the real question is, you've been putting in work on NA, you're deciding to stick around. I'm gonna put you in the hot seat, maybe. Who is gonna be your, I don't know, duo of choice, maybe?
Uitați-l pe shawarma bor.
I'm thinking about clicks at the moment.
Aia avem ce aștepta un an întreg ca să ne jucăm alt mod.
Vlad shawarma bor, looking for a duo.
Okay, you heard it here first. Heard it here first. Look, I want to ask a question here, right? You obviously switched over from OCE to come over to the NA East region. What advice would you have for people who want to do similar, going from a smaller to a bigger region?
I would say when you go to a different region, you really gotta like practice and adapt to that region, because going from OCE to NA, it was a really big jump, especially skill level. There were a lot more better players who were more advanced in what they did, which actually made it really hard to adapt to. But over time, you'll eventually get it. You just have to do the right things to adapt to. But over time, you'll
No, maybe thank you so much for joining us here right now. And obviously, one of the other announcements that we had here is that there's going to be hundreds of tournaments in Fortnite, a lot of unique tournaments that we haven't seen before. So final thoughts on that.
Bă, uitați-vă la mesajele pe noi. Poate o să pun.
There's a lot of new tournaments coming to Fortnite, a lot of opportunities for new players to kind of jump in there. What do you think?
L-ai băgat pe Paris pe dreapta?
A băgat face-cam.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Mose, thank you so much for joining us here. We really appreciate it, and good luck with the Grand Royale.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Dar ăsta nu știe să vorbească, gen... Aia o întreabă ce părere ai de turnee și de 2020 și de așa. Ce? Era pe lumea lui. Dar nu știu ce vorbit aia până acum.
Taking a quick look at what happened in North American East. So let's do that.
Mai lasă-ne cu Nord America, nu.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? It's your boy Zeke, and we're going to take a look back at some of my favorite moments from NA East in 2021.
Apoi dacă vorbești și de asta înseamnă că o să vorbești și de reboot round. O să zică despre și de mine, 100% ziceți de mine.
Dar nu se ridiceau 5.000 de oameni numai pe la Fortnite.
Păi fac și pe Twitch.
They were always contested, and rightfully so. Being a trio that
oricum n-au numai de pe Twitch, că au și
ăia
care se uită la ei, gen
mulți. So they didn't auto-qualify to finals and were pushed to semifinals. Once again, they missed qualification and would be heading into the reboot round as a last chance to make it.
Da, uite, vorbesc de reboot round. Apărem tot pe live la Fortnite, nu cred! Nu cred!
And went on to win a game in the reboot round to secure a seat on the bus.
Cum au apărut pe live la Fortnite?
Without Zate, Sap, and Stretch. Legendary. Next, I wanted to talk about Day, Miro, and Reverse 2K. Anytime this trio is on the battle bus, they always impact the lobby as a whole. Day and Miro have always been this incredible duo with a ton of stopping power, forcing fights that are always in their favor and taking advantage of the smallest mistakes and turning that into more resources to propel them forward. You pair them up with a veteran like Reverse.
Bă, vreți să intrăm direct pe Twitch, că se vede și mai bine și sunteți acolo.
And you've got a truly ridiculous trio. They can flip a game on its head.
Parcă mi se blochează așa random câteodată, gen pentru nici o secundă, mai puțin de o secundă, dar e nervant.
However, in Chapter 2 Season 5, they were back to defend their title, but placed 6th overall. But in Chapter 2 Season 6, they came back more determined than ever.
42.000 pe live. Vai, mamă.
First players in NA East with multiple FNCS championship titles this year.
Dar nici nu s-a luat.
Ia zAndy ce răzăgat de zAndy YouTube.
In the finals, there were so many teams trading places on the leaderboards. Every game, there was a different trio putting up huge numbers. So many of the trios we're used to seeing were getting victory royales. Commandment, Scented, Edgy, Saf, Kanata, Stretch, Slacks, Acorn, and Jock. But there was another team that was walking into that last game in first place. Dukes, Justice, and User. This trio had certainly been the dark horse of the competition. They didn't snag an auto-qual spot, so they had to battle it out in semifinals, but made a statement, coming in first place in semifinals. They wanted everyone around them to know they were here for a champion's title. The last game starts, the calm before the storm. Dukes, Justice, and Users send it all the way into top 20, top 15, confidence on another level. And with 11 players left, they take it to height and close out the game.
Bă, dacă vorbesc de
they show that anyone can win. All it takes is hard work,
acolo o să-i dai.
Adevărat, nimeni nu se aștepta să câștige aia, niciodată nimeni nu se aștepta să câștige băieții aia pe NEIST.
And finally,
O
on a
câștige cei mai
more
mari
personal
anonim.
note, I think the first half of my favorite parts of NA East in 2021 was actually getting to work alongside Vivid, a player turned analyst. And Chapter 2 Season 8 came probably my favorite moment with him ever, where he was unintentionally dressed as The Rock. I just remember thinking in that moment, wait, is he dressed like The Rock? And the more I thought about it, the funnier it was, and I just had to call him on it. Yeah, it's great to be here with you, Adam, and The Rock growing up from childhood. I guess Halloween came early.
Bună, zic asta, încă una din asta și am închis stream-ul.
This means the second half of
Încă una din asta și încheia contractul.
It's been a true honor to work with these two in NA East. And honestly, it wouldn't be possible at all without you, Fortnite fam, because of your love for the game. You've allowed me to work with some incredible people. You've allowed us to share in the excitement of these stories. And you've come along with us for all the memes. What more could we ask for? I hope you've enjoyed this walk down memory lane. Thanks, NA East, for always living up to the hype. Until next time, Fortnite fam, we'll see you guys on the battle bus.
On the battle bus. Deci nu cred că vorbește de NMS. Dacă crezi că vorbește doar de eu. Dar nu vorbi de fapt bani de reboot round. Păi GG. O vorbi numai de Zade Staff și nu vorbi de la celor sprites, de exemplu. Că și ăla a fost top. Poate nu ți-e nimic de clutch-ul meu, că îi bag cu țât în gât. La Fortnite, gen.
Almost watch unfold for their basically
care a fost anunțul 1? Ăla cu I2? Sau ăsta? Sau ambele au fost un anunț? Dar nu, că și nu a fost niciun anunț, că nu vorbi nimic.
Mai sunt două, World Cup și încă cealaltă.
Deci că sunt 100 de eventuri, deci eu în jocul ăsta am vreo 150 de turnee jucate sau ceva. Numai n-am o să zic că o să fie peste 100.
Deci vorbește așa Vivi de asta, zici că îi pe Quinten. Până acum când jucam FIFA, o I2 tot anul.
Poți să mai bun clutch tot de pe U. Păi dar nu cred că a făcut nimeni de pe U alt clutch în afară de...
No signal, master, așa.
NDF?
Hey, what's up, Fortnite fam? It's your favorite commentator, Monster D-Face, back with another Fortnite Hype Hour announcement. It's great to be here, everybody. Huh?
Zeke, not right now.
He already saw through my disguise. Yes, I know it's me. Hey guys, how's it going? I always have to be here. I'm always here in spirit. I'm never far away.
Păi n-ai văzut că ți-ai pus pe ăsta în locul lui Master D-Face ăla. Că de-aia a pus no signer.
Not right now.
Just let me come back later for like a one small little thing. Just like a super tiny thing, nothing.
I'll think about it.
Păi mi se pare cunoscut ai de stânga, să mor eu dacă nu.
All right, thank you so much Zeke, for passing that back on to me. Everyone, we've been having a lot of fun announcements. We've shown you one announcement as well as some recaps, but we also wanted to have a little fun with our players, so we've sent some challenges to them. And the first challenge we're going to be looking at is from our North American East players to see how their reaction time is. So let's take a look.
E că pune reacții.
Tot anul o să fie numai două. Tot anul.
Ia uite și pe asta.
Oh gosh.
E pe Peggy.
Alright, that was a bad one. I probably have the best reaction time out of any Fortnite player in the world, and reaction time is one of the most important things in this game. I think it's also really important to have a fast reaction time in Fortnite. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on endgame.
I would say that they're really important.
Yeah, pretty competitive. I think I can get a pretty good score. I'm excited going into it. I think I'll be in the top half of the leaderboard unless these kids are cheating. Looking at a red
Mama.
Alright, that was a bad one. I just had a really bad score that might mess it up.
Uite-l.
Poate deci.
Altfel.
Bă, dar asta de ce? Bă, Sebi este cel mai în față.
Nu știu, mă, nu știu. Bă, Sebi, uite la partea seară, îți dau partea seară sau dăm, nu știu. Că tu ești mult mai în față decât noi, nu știu cum.
Nu știu, mă, eu am dat numai pe ăsta, pe 2x la YouTube.
Păi dai niște pe Twitch, mă, vărule, cu noi să fim
toți.
Păi
dar nu-ți logat, coaie.
Dar nici am dus. Nu trebuie să fii logat.
I think I would have been able to get it better
Mai
if my
față cu o
first one wasn't
secundă.
so bad, but I'll take that. I don't think that's that bad.
I also could have sworn I was quicker at
I
think your reaction time at this
Bă, iară vorbește asta înainte cu aia, că nu știam ce de zice. Ăla e pro player, deci gândiți-vă să vezi pe la bățadă și că eu sunt pro player. Eu sunt pro player la un joc.
bine pe cap, mă, omule, mă.
Ce are de tot? Face așa cu piciorul.
If you're ever in some situation where you're not ready for it, you need to be like 100% ready to react to anything that happens.
171.
So I got the first one.
Ia să mai cu tatarul ăla.
157.
Maș, mă. Ăla au băgat droguri, imposibil să ai să reaction time. Au băgat ceva în ăsta ăsta. Au băgat 5 gifuri.
It's a little bit unlucky, but I think I could do better if I were to do it again another time.
Mamă, cu aia e saf. Nici am văzut cât am văzut.
All right,
Tier ceva ce nu știu noi cu asta.
Players there, reaction time 157 though, a pretty good performance from Saf MDF. How do you think you would have done if you did it?
I mean, I'm jealous. The man just got his eyes all fixed up now, no glasses. He's out here hitting the fastest MS. I don't know, man. I'm contemplating getting my eyes fixed at this point.
Yeah, I think my reaction time is about 12 seconds. So, I mean, for them to get like Zap on 145 on that first one, like he's faster. The edgy, come on, man. In the mid 200s, like you're one of the best players. You know?
Yeah, I mean, those tests were always like pretty hard for me. But I think if we were to think of like one player that would definitely nail it the most, I'd probably be fire in the game.
I mean, guys, obviously, I'm really excited to get into
Hello guys, what's up?
Real quick, we didn't have too much time to talk about it. In MDF, I want to ask you, duos coming in 2022, is there a duo that you're particularly excited for to watch?
Oh man, duos brings back a whole lot of memories. I remember at one point, Macwood was like teasing on the timeline, potential pairing up with like Zex and stuff like that. So, you know, there's opportunities for like old people that maybe stop competing, but because the game was changing up, they want to come back. And we saw a lot of bait on the timeline too, right, Reese? So,
I don't know if you're sitting calling Macwood old here. That's what it sounded like. But no, I think for me, I'm trying to think back in the EU players in particular. I'm not sure what the duos would be, but guys have been successful. I was going to say they were crazy in particular in the warm-up back in FCS Champ 2 Season 2, but if I'm looking back and I'm thinking, like, I want to see who Tayson teams up with. I want to see, like, Noah, Badil, Reason.
O să se anunțe WR.
I just want to see who they pair up.
Mă întreabă unul, dar nu știu de unde știu eu. Că mă gândesc că World Cup poți fi acolo. De unde să știu dacă anunță World Cup? Să zic că când e Winter și fericit de World Cup. Eu nici nu am așteptat la World Cup. Chiar nu cred că o să se anunțe niciun World Cup. N-au cum. Din cauza la COVID-6.
I'm so excited also for NA West. We've already seen so many teams kind of Frankenstein together, so to see who's going to end up being the top duo. Really excited for that 2022. But guys, that was just the first announcement. You know what? I think it's time for announcement number 2. So let's take a look.
Bă, dar trebuie să-i în față cu aia. Omul de fan.
Bine, o să am reacție întârziată.
Dar pune pauză o secundă măcar. Dăm de pauză și după aia...
Like this year, you can expect an FNCS to run during each new season of Fortnite. We found that 2 qualifiers is the sweet spot for narrowing down Fortnite's best in each region, and opens us up to having more tournaments outside of the FNCS. The top duos at the end of these qualifiers
adică două week finals. Mamă, coi, te mă enervează când fac așa. Dacă ai o săptămână proastă, ți-ai dus. Dacă nu, o săptămână, o zi proastă. Dacă tu într-o zi n-ai făcut nimic, e GG.
The top duos on the series point leaderboard will advance normally and participate in the semi-finals. This season, you saw us experimenting heavily with highly valuing Victory Royales in the semi-final stage and beyond. Our intent is to continue to explore ways to provide value for obtaining a Victory Royale in set lobbies where we can. We want to continue to lean into those big moments for all players and fans, regardless if you've watched 100 tournaments or if you're catching your first one right now. With this in mind, our FNCS semifinals and finals have some significant changes planned for next year, including some player and fan feedback as well. Semifinals will now consist of only a single heat, aka a single body. This series of semifinals matches will fill out the remaining spots for the finals through new tournament tech that will enable a hybrid mix of how players advance to the next stage. Every match will advance the team that obtains a victory royale in a single match immediately to the finals. But the normal semis tournament is still proceeding. The top consistent duos on the daily leaderboard will also advance to the finals. On Thursday and Friday we'll repeat this and backfill the empty spots of all those who advance out to the finals from the new teams who are next in line to the series leaderboard rankings. So what this means is the teams ranked higher on the series leaderboard will have more daily opportunities to break into the finals through a mix of different methods, awarding both consistency and pop-offs in the moment. We also hope this will narrow down our focus for the broadcast, so we can cover more of the total semifinals action. Semifinals isn't the only thing we're changing for next year. We are updating our tournament system in another way to utilize another brand new format for the FNCS finals called Match Point. With Match Point, once a team accomplishes both achievements during the tournament window will end early. The finals leaderboard at the end of that match will be locked, and that team will be crowned FNCS champions. Now, in order to pull this off, the two things that a single team needs to do are 1. Reaching a specific number of total finals points after a match ends, and 2. Securing 2 or more victory royales throughout the final session. If both of these thresholds aren't reached by any duos team by the end of the scheduled last game, the tournament will end normally, just like it does today. Our main goal with this new tech is to continue down the path where victory royales continue to hold a huge impact, while balancing it carefully with overall consistency. Our team is currently looking at a lot of historical data too, to make sure we get these numbers right. And we should have more to share in the coming months.
Păi și asta a fost al doilea anunț? Ciao.
Nu ți-am băgat în seamă, că am rămas în urmă și după aia mi-am dat seama că atâta vorbește despre atâta același subiect și...
Asta e al doilea anunț, mâncați așa când ne zice cum o să fie.
One heat across those 3 days. MDF, what do you think about that? How is that going to change up the competition?
There's a lot to digest here. I'll definitely break this part down. For us at the desk, we are definitely going to love this because now we can see the full coverage of what is going down. Nothing will be missed and we'll be able to really hyper focus in. For the players, that whole format breaks down a lot better as well. We get the excitement of the wins covered and the consistency, so no one's left behind. I absolutely love that. It's a new take on Fortnite. It's fresh as well. But Reese, there's more to this as well, especially at the very end, what Zeke was kind of talking about there.
I had to take some notes here, right? Just so I took notes so that I can talk about this specifically, right? In the finals, basically, just to, I want to clarify.
Primul anunț a fost 2 fenses, al doilea format și al treilea să fie price pool, atât.
Then after that, you need to make sure you've had 2 victory rounds total. If I'm 100% correct of the way it's gone up. Or inverse at the same time. All the games run out, then it's going to be whoever's the highest point, which is so good actually overall. Like, that brings the hype to the players who are performing really well. And
Păi mai puteți să mai fie.
Poate sunt mai multe anunțuri, dar pe FNCS acum, după aia încă ceva, nu știu.
Dar poate n-a avut loc să pună pătăte aici, nu vezi?
Work towards, right? And I love to see that when people are, you know, kind of dominating the competition, there's something that they can get like excited about, right? Because maybe if there's like a 100-point lead, right, and they're just kind of like, oh, like we don't really have to try for anything. Maybe they're like, well, wait, why don't we just go ahead and secure this match point thing that we got going on there, right? Because that'd be really, really hype to end the games early and be like, hey, by the way, we were just dominating so hard that we just ended the tournament early. So very, very excited to see how this new format plays out.
And to kind of combine both announcements together, how do you think that duos is going to be affecting this? Vivid, let's start with you.
Well, I think that duos is a game mode where people can dominate, right? But I think it's a little bit harder to dominate. I think that trios you can be a little bit more sound and structured, but then duos can kind of create more chaos. I don't think we usually see more consistency in how trios perform rather than how duos perform, just because there's a lot more teams on the map. There's a lot less space that, you know, these players have. So, working towards multiple victory royales might be a little more difficult than it would be in trios, just simply because of factors like that. But we've seen duos dominate in the past before, so I think that just opens up a great avenue.
And one thing on that as well, I got to remember the 2 victory royales being required. Obviously, there's less people on your team, which means there's more teams out there, 50 teams rather than the 33, which means gaining a victory royale is even more difficult as well. So
Treceți la anunț, coaie, vă rog eu.
I mean, MDF, this is so exciting though. I mean, between these two announcements, I know that we still have more to go, but just your thoughts on everything that we've gotten to see so far.
Listen, I'm happy. I'm happy. There was two things that I wanted to come from this today. One of them has already been hit, the variety in the game modes and the format and all that. The fact that was just checked off out the gate, I mean, I'm happy.
Yeah, this year is going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to be seeing some big moments, but for right now, I actually want to take a quick look at the biggest moments that we had in North America.
No, that's North America. That's North America.
Alright, clip one. Let me see it.
So this is a 1v1v1v1v1. Interesting.
He gets the height easily, that's what I would do.
1v1 situation.
The chug
Is it enough to take it? 1 versus 1, 4 eliminations for symmetrical. Has the chug cannon.
He drops in.
Wow.
Mama.
Keto takes down symmetrical. Whoa. You know, coming from the same team as symmetrical, it hurts a little bit that he got top two, but it was a nice shot from the opponent.
That's actually crazy that he won that. Wow, I definitely would have symmetrical winning that one. Good clutch by Keto.
We got Mega and Dubs.
Ooh, but the high ground.
De ce vorbește de neistul, mai nu înțeleg.
What?
Pune și pe amețul ăsta de Rachel McQueen.
Picks up Dubs.
He's gonna bring him with the launch pad. Is he gonna be able to do this without getting eliminated?
No way. Really surprising. It's one of those game mechanics that you don't usually see too much being utilized.
It's actually pretty
nutty. Bine.
Being able to pick up your teammate and save them with the launch pad, that is not easy at all. So I'm pretty impressed.
What a great teammate. We got Rex and Epic on the low ground.
2v1v3.
Playing on the low ground.
Deci nu știu absolut nimic în afară de Saf care vorbește în dreapta.
FNCS, he's got 8 eliminations on the low ground and he's not done yet.
Oh my gosh.
Takes down 1.
Kills 2.
Oh,
amazing tracking.
And then Rex gets the third.
Jeez, Rex is good.
Rex is nuts for that. He actually pretty much 2v3'd that show without Epic's help pretty much. That was crazy.
Nah, Rex's aim is too good.
No.
This is the craziest clip ever.
It's here. Okay, what is he gonna do? Oh, he harpooned him back up.
Mamă, aici că dă sprite 1v3 la Joji, Calc și Osp. Deci eu cred că îmi băgam cuțitul dacă mi se întâmplă. Să-mi iau 1v3 la reboot round. Și ați văzut ce poți calca reboot round-ul ăsta. O ratat ăla de pe Oceania medkit-ul cu care se juca. Deci dacă nu, deci ăla acum a jucat 1v3 în sezonul ăsta. În sezonul 6. Și în sezonul ăsta de acum, sezonul 8 sau ce sezon suntem. O ratat ăla lui medkit-ul cu aia. Că dacă nici nu trebuia să-și dea medkit-ul, avea multe hero. Dacă nu și-și dea medkit-ul ăla oricum câștiga. O dat gen joc la medkit. L-a dat prea repede. S-a murit. Acum de asta se întâmplă local că aici nebun.
Some incredible moments there for the North American region, and you guys might have noticed that Reese has been swapped out. We have Shio Wager here now joining us. Shio, I have to get your thoughts on those first two announcements because we haven't been able to hear from you yet.
Băi, Reese, că încă una de asta și-ai zburat.
All love for those first two duos, and the format looks exciting from semis all the way to that match point, which I've just been wanting for so many years now. So it's all happiness for me, Kelly.
Well, let's take it back to the video that we just watched there. I mean, obviously, MDF, you're probably very familiar with the North American region by now. What are your thoughts? Do you have a biggest moment that you wish was shown there?
I wouldn't say that there was anything that was left out because the sprite clutch was absolutely by far like the biggest clip of the year. I think it also just like it has wings. It took off on Twitter. It's gone. So being able to watch all that in the front row seat, cast it in the moment. I exploded my voice several times in those clips.
Ce dracu, băi, monster de
nu știi că vorbesc ei numai de regiunea lor, NA.
Băi, nu, că au zis că...
I think my favorite moment on the year was actually when Z stretched and Saf. Amazing. Yeah, you can't really. I just love them as a trio so much. Friends with them, so that to me was just like an absolutely overwhelming moment, and I just know that it was like such a great feeling. I wish that I could experience the feeling. Because you know we always see the clips on Twitter and that, but the re-round has been such a great addition. Seeing them win it there was just awesome.
Yeah.
And Shayo, you used to be on the desk for me for NA West, so I have to ask.
NA West.
Favorite moment as well.
My favorite moment is kind of like what Zeke said for Vivid. It was just working with you and Zeke the whole time. The good banter, the analysis. Obviously, also watching one of my favorite teams in the world, Arc Epic Rex, just popping off moment after moment. I think there was one time where they needed Storm Surge. They were just chilling in Sweaty back when it was called Sweaty, and Arkham just decided to just land tags last minute on everyone around him. It didn't seem legal what he was doing, but he was doing it, so that was a lot of fun to watch. But getting to work with you guys, that was the best part.
Oh yeah, between the whole year for me, just the story of Arkham Rex and Epic Whale, and then you had Kenshi, Snacky, and Favs, as well as Reet trying to climb and almost grab it second place so many times, and then finally in Season 8, the Kings were taken down. But guys, that's just our favorite moments right now. But again, I told you earlier that we wanted to have some challenges for our players. We already did the reaction timing, but now we're going to see how their knowledge is of the map. So here we have it for our NA West players. It's Where in the World.
Yeah. Where in the world?
Let's go. Let's get it.
I play around 8 hours a day, so I mean, hopefully with that much time, I should know where it is. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. You know, maybe they're gonna give me a little sneaky location on the edge of the map that I've never been to.
I know the Fortnite map very well. I think I've played it for so long, and I've learned every map because you have to know it to be a pro. I think I'm gonna do pretty good in this game.
Oh. I know this place. This is Boney Burbs. This is my hometown.
I know this one. This is.
Eu não posso crer que nada saber.
I think this is in Boney Burbs.
Eu não posso crer que eu vou mexer numa despre locații.
I believe it's on the main building.
Dar de ce zic ăștia coaie? Că asta și cu ochii închiși îmi dau seama că e Boney.
The Viking Prince and kind of like how the
Trebuie să arate liniile alea de pe perete și să dai seama. Maxim.
Mamă, ghicica e Boney Burbs, let's go! Ten.
Asta nu e încheti, nu e încheti.
Nu, asta e Misty. Where is this? Băi, cred că dacă nu mai joc jocul ăsta 2 ani, cred că dă și eu locația asta, mă, zice, mă, dacă nu bag cu Valorant 2 ani. Bă, cât de deștept ești, mă, vărule. Dar eu zice, bă, la mișto, zice cu aia, altă generație.
This is the van from Caddy Corner. I'm 100%. I know this one. I used to land Caddy Corner, so.
Ia uite pe Japanese.
Oh, this is Caddy Corner. I think this is Caddy Corner because you can kind of see the mountains in the back.
Ce the mountains in the back?
Ăla știa oricum, dar cred că voia să facă și așa.
Ăla vede, cred că pe masă are reflecție.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Am ghicit!
I landed there so much this season.
Let's go, am ghicit!
Și Coral se duce?
Și cascada asta se duce.
Nu, asta nu e în Coral, asta e în...
Cascada de lângă Misty.
Bă, ce deștept ești, mă, vărule.
Cred că Niagara direct.
Dar zici și, bă, dar unul cu aia, ăștia primesc bani dacă ghicesc sau de ce nu zice niciunul?
Castle, I believe it's called.
This has to be coral. This has to be the waterfall coral towards Bolivia.
Dar nu mai există alt waterfall.
Lazy Lake.
Da, aproape că Lazy Lake, așa e și râul ăla de la Lazy Lake.
This is the waterfall that goes
Cred că e de 3 ori mai mic ăla.
Let's go! Let's go! Da, 3 puncte. Oh.
Cheaton, Japanese.
That is unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Aici e ăla, Moisty, ăla, Ziamul lângă Slurpee.
Da.
So this one's difficult.
Alright, where would this be?
There's not really a lot of clues here because there's different POIs around the map. There's multiple with this.
Eu nu înțeleg, dacă tu ești pro player la jocul ăsta...
But I'm gonna say sludgy swamp because of the terrain.
Dirty Dogs.
Let's see. So this has to be
cum să fie Dirty Dogs, mă?
Because of the tires, it's sort of broken down.
But I'm just gonna guess that it's mini junk.
Mini junk. Mamă, coaie, dar-s morți ăștia.
Sunt morți.
Oh. Oricum nici eu nu mai sunt în Alien Base-ul ăla.
Okay, that one scared me. That one scared me, but we did it.
Asta nu e Craigie, boys.
Direct Craigie.
If I get this one wrong, this is gonna be very awkward.
Oh, știe, mă, știe.
O știe
Misty Meadows.
Mamă, dar ai prost cu spume. I know this one, Misty Meadows.
Nope, this is the clock tower and
Bravo, măi.
This is actually my drop for the Grand Royale.
Am făcut pacul ăla, dai seama că
I believe that's the clock tower at Misty.
Ma, uite și pe asta.
So I mean, if you're going Grand Royale.
Gen, erau munți pe spate dacă făcea poza din partea asta.
100% in Craggy Cliffs. It's
de la ăla.
Yeah, this has to be Craggy.
Vezi că asta chiar a fost așa mai sketchy.
Another one similar in Misty.
Bravo.
Asta a fost puțin mai sketchy dacă mă întreb pe mine, dar...
No, it was craggy cliffs.
Let's go.
Let's go.
5 for 5, 100%.
Bravo!
Bravo, mam.
Un rând de aplauze, vă rog.
We're in the world.
Și nu văd așa de mic.
Great job there. Takata saying that this is my drop spot for Grand Royale. I clearly know what this is and was wrong. But MDF, how do you think you would have done on that?
Listen, Takata, first of all, word for you, my friend. You're a caster. You're supposed to know every drop. And not only that, you said it was your drop spot. You got it wrong. That's just hilarious. But I think I would have did pretty good. I think I would have got all of those right because I played along with the video.
Touch on Takata, kind of down colossal there in the business, but he'll bring it back hopefully in Grand Royale. Maybe his game can speak more than the predictions for where things are, Vivid.
Yeah, all those were pretty easy. I will say though, the sludgy swamp one was actually a little difficult, but I followed.
O să fie price cum, dar pleacă mult să deschide chestul ăla. Bă, dar iară vorbește amețitul ăsta, mă.
Yeah, no, lots of fun that we're having here, but
deci ăla vorbește foarte lent, coaie, că aș putea să zic ce zice el.
Our third announcement of the hype hour, so you know
Băi,
what?
price pool-ul Sebi.
Let's get right to it.
S-a dus și Craig-ul cu asta.
Deschide chestul. Nu da coaie, nu da la buci.
Competitive for all.
Alright, now let's dive into the rest of our online tournament plans for next year. Previously, we featured competition for different skill levels of play, but we had to put that on pause while we worked on other initiatives. I'm here to announce that we are bringing back this important type of Fortnite competition. We want the message to be clear. Competitive Fortnite is more than just the FNCS, or for the top 1% of players. Starting next year, all cash cups will be run simultaneously alongside divisional tournaments for each league of play. As an example, while the solo cash cup is running for all champion level players, a separate solo cup will be running at the same time for all contender level players. And another separate solo cup will also be running at the same time for all open players. As our technology improves, we're also looking to apply the simultaneous divisional play throughout multiple different tournaments throughout a typical week. Now speaking of cash cups, these will now mostly run across 2 rounds next year for some more quick good news.
Acum să facă solo cash cup-uri, coaie.
Daily cup-urile!
Da! În quarter 2, adică din...
vreodată!
In addition to maybe
din aprilie-martie, pe acolo încearcă să înceapă daily cup-urile.
Regardless of what their personal schedules may be. In short, we want to do all the things.
Dar de ce strică price pool-ul pe open?
School tournament series to new formats and unique cups to completely new competitive features and surprises later in the year for everyone. Finally, we're excited to include more amazing external tournament organizers, groups, and partners into our weekly calendar of events. Our goal is to continue to strive towards an open space for limitless kinds of competitive events for all skill levels and types of mastery in Fortnite. Whether you're a veteran or brand new to competitive, we hope you will find something that you enjoy competing in next year.
So once again, a lot to break down there, but essentially more tournaments for more players. MDF having this divisional tournaments is kind of opening a door for a lot of these newer players.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think the opportunity here now is, you know, there's no excuse, right? You get to go against folks in your own kind of area. I do wonder though, what are going to be the prerequisites, right? For players that are jumping on, just starting accounts, because now we have this open thing as well. So I am very, very curious to see how it's going to play out.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you look at just the way things are with that announcement, kind of been asking for a long time. What happens for these players, you know, after they're kind of done their overall rank experience in arena, you know, where do you go for the next step? A lot of the times those cash cups, those finals lobbies are unattainable. So having this as the next step, I mean, Vivid, if you're a current player right now, you should be worried about the up and comers now coming through next year.
Yeah, I love this. This basically just builds up a nice ecosystem for Fortnite, right? We have competitions for the top level players, and then we also have competitions for
și o wager asta din dreapta.
Level players who can't
really
find
Twitter acum 10 minute să ne uităm și după ultimul chest.
They're really, really close, so you know, they can have a great time in those contenders.
Deci dacă nu zice chapter 3, deci dacă nu zici chapter 3,
asking, begging for those to come back, and the fact that we might see them in quarter 2 of 2022, as mentioned right there, is absolutely awesome. I'm really, really excited for the two-round cash cup format as well, right? Because, you know, it basically gathers a nice chunk of players, and we see some like finals-esque
Asta vorbește de 5 minute, cred că deja. Eu cred că în 10 secunde ziceam tot ce există să până acum, nu știu. Vorbește așa. Ce faceți, băieți? Așa pe slow-mo, nu știu ce are. Vorbește direct cum mai repede și tu. Uite-l pe show de ăsta ce repede vorbește.
Everyone's hustling and bustling. Every day you could see, like, you know, a player sometimes playing with someone else too. There was a lot of mishmash going on, and like I was playing in cups day after day as well. Don't check the results or any of that because it's not going to be the best. It's just a lot of fun for the whole scene.
Bro.
Yeah, MDF having it be a 2-round tournaments for the Cash Cups. How do you think that's going to be affecting these players?
Absolutely. Levels up the integrity here. I mean, Zeke said it best in the video, right? There's cash in a line. Let's make it more serious. Let's make it count more. You noticed that, I guess, throughout the year so far, folks would sometimes opt out of Cash Cups. But I think now, with the integrity level being raised a bit here, the division ranking really separating, hey, I'm a champion player. This is a Cash Cup, and we're trying here. It's 2 days. I think there's more reason for people to be invested in the professional players and what they're doing. So a win's gonna mean more, Kelly.
Oricum știu că până acum, când am mai fost cu contender,
but we already talked to Muzz. I'm going to be bringing on one more player here today to see their thoughts on all the announcements that we've had, and it's going to be Scram. Scram, thank you so much for joining us here. Congratulations on your second place in season 8. How are you doing so far?
Thank you very much. I'm doing very good.
Mamă, dar cum arată ăsta, e bodyguard.
I'm great with these announcements. I'm super hyped. So my first question is, what do you think about the duos format for 2022?
Deci, data trecută când au făcut price pool la contender și așa, la Cash Cup, în câte știu, după ce făceai bani, odată nu mai te puteai juca.
La ce?
La Cash Cup, la contender, gen puteți face atât bani și pe gata, dar eu mă joc la contender, ce crezi?
Păi eu mă joc la Open, ce crezi?
Da, cred că e price pool, cred că $10 pe locul 1.
Da, păi aia de pe middle list, locul 1 $5. Locul 1 sticla de apă și bere acasă, ai. Ale drept Oceania.
Players being able to play, I think there's going to be room to improve. And yeah, just practice the game, practice what you need to improve on, and you'll get there.
Păi ia vezi că price pool locul 1 $300.
Dar tu unde vezi, mă?
M-am uitat aici. When you're attacking things, you have to win a game now in finals. How does that change things overall in the format?
Cum poate nu spune nici pro price
top 14 200.
I kind of like playing towards win potential now, so it's going to be exciting to see how the
deja că îți vii și chapter nou, îți schimbă mapa și tot.
I mean, Scram, you've been a competitive player since 2018, correct?
Yes, I believe so. 2018 winner royale, I think.
So just to see the evolution now, to be in the scene for 4 years, or almost 4 years for competitive Fortnite, just what are your thoughts on how it's evolved over the last 3 years?
I really like the way that it's evolved.
Way
harder than it was during World Cup. And I think every day there's something to improve on and new metas that you have to adapt to. So I think there's still a long way to go to the top, but
o zicea de la Grand Royal pe Discord că dacă vrem să apărem pe live o să primim bani.
All right, guys, thank you so much again for joining us here, Scram, and really excited to see how you're going to be doing in 2022 as well as the Grand Royal that's going to be happening this weekend. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you very much.
No.
All right, love to hear from our pro players, everyone. And with it being Scram, we have to take a quick look at EU. So let's take a quick look at the biggest moments we've had for this year for Europe.
Hi, zAndy. Let's go, zAndy.
O să... Nu știu ce să zic, cred că n-o să zic.
This is amazing temptation.
Oh my god.
There's no way he wins this people one.
Flow-is.
Actually what I mean.
Nu știu, după aia, ăștia sunt cei mai random oameni la care nu mă gândeam niciodată. Și Stomp ăsta, de ce are camera atâta roz?
Deci mă venu!
De ce are camera atâta roz, Stomp ăsta?
Că e camera la sora sa.
I knew he was gonna win.
Da, care e sora sa?
Mamă, dar urât e venul ăla asta.
Păi, dar nu e așa urât venul.
Hai că nu.
Păi, ăsta e urât, Flow-is ăsta. What do you mean? Venul care arată...
Resguard e chiar frumos.
It's me.
Oh, this cluster is actually so good.
That's amazing from Zombie. This one is a crazy one. Oh my god.
I fully remember this clip like it's yesterday.
Wheezy,
there's so much hype around this.
His movement is so good in this clip.
No way.
No way.
I mean, că
It's amazing to watch. I can't imagine being his teammate.
Oricum asta a fost...
Nothing more to say. He really did the
Asta a fost oricum din altă fight, nu a fost o...
Mamă, când a câștigat. Da.
Da, ultimul meci.
If you saw the Twitter clip of the reaction, it's amazing to hear. They got so happy.
Oh yeah, this is crazy clip.
Asta a fost fix ultimul meci pe care l-au câștigat și oricum erau calificați, cred că câștigat gen World Cup-ul ăsta.
You know what their life situations are like, it's world changing.
Reza înaintează în guild.
Eu sper să fie World Cup squad.
Auzi că intră Reza în
guild.
A intrat.
It's amazing. Amazing to watch.
Da bine, dați am un skip.
I remember this so like clearly. I remember like watching their YouTube videos and like their communication while doing this.
De ce nu dau skip?
I'm playing with 10 now, so like it's fun watching.
Well, I've seen the clip of Janice before where he starts tearing.
Oare asta e, dar nu e live, nu? Nu e live.
Because it means that much to the player.
No, ce bro.
Da, nu e live niciodată asta.
Crazy clip.
That was a
crazy clip.
For sure.
I was happy for
crazy hamburger.
And like they posted the Twitter clip, they got so happy. It was an amazing thing to watch.
They did it.
No, atâta a fost.
Bun. Biggest moments.
That was just some of the biggest moments we had in the 2021 year for the FNCS in our European region. And Monster D-Face, there were some great moments there, but do you have another favorite one?
Yeah.
Listen, for me, watching Queasy just go back to back with the victory royales when he was on his rampage.
Uite-și bagi joc de mine, bă.
Two more chances,
All the other tournaments he was participating in. So, you know, players like that, finding their moments, finding their stride in the year, and now to look back and they're at the top of the food chain. That's what excites me.
Pe Vivi, dar nu mai încearcă să zică ceva, așa că eu e singura.
Yeah, when it came to that moment right there too that they were reviewing, that has to probably be my, personal favorite of the year. It was really cool, watching a team win the game and then win everything. That's kind of what the match point format is kind of also about, bringing that vibe in. So it was just amazing to cast first of all, and then also to see it happen as it was going in. There were so many people that could have won. It was just nuts.
Yeah, and clip-wise there, I think my favorite out of those was actually the Stompy clip, the 1v3. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, man.
A great job with, like, very bare minimum stuff. But I think that my actual favorite part was just watching those pro players kind of react to those clips, right? Because you don't get to see that ever, so cool to see their perspective, cool to see how they kind of get excited about just, like, adjustments that these pro players make, because they can also respect what those guys do.
Also, the Mitro qual was amazing. Unpredictable. That was also
Deci asta zice că cel mai mare moment a fost că s-a calificat Mitro în finală.
Mamă. The FNCS to go on Twitter and to see everyone's posts from their perspective and to just hear
Bă, nu vi rușine, mă, așa puțin de voi.
Absolute madness once they do get that win. So incredible moments there from our European players, and obviously we didn't want to leave our EU players out from these fun player challenges, so we're going to be challenging them something a little different. It's a drop spot map where we're going to give them the first circle and then they're going to have to guess where that second zone is going to be. No, it's not always going to be south, but let's check the video.
Yeah, estamos.
I think the storm in the top left of the corner. Till by the first zone, it'll be like left of the map.
Top right, boys.
Because that's where it's likely to fall. Everything else is too ad.
Put it on the hill next to Bony Burbs, like, that's fine, yeah.
The hill east from Pleasant, I think. Yeah, that's hill. I think it's gonna finish there, probably.
Shit, done.
That was not close.
Yeah, right. Because I got it wrong.
There's no way. Oh no.
Mamă, dar are rost.
It's already over. What is that sound for? Oh my god, what is that?
I'm 100% repeat that. It's not there.
Da, să gen vor să fie obvious că o să fie în dreapta jos, nu știu ce simt eu.
Okay, I'm actually going for something interesting. Above Believer's Beach, there's like a spire tower.
The spire between Pleasant and Craigie.
Acolo, de la left-hand, flow.
It have to be there.
Eu zic că o să fie în dreapta jos.
I got it.
Gen era prea obvious să fie aia, mă gândeam că poate schimbă și ceva, zic și este altceva.
Yeah, but I get a point, but it's... Oh.
Oh no. Oh god.
And it's over. It's over.
It's out.
Towards the at like the little spire. Yeah, I think that would be the zone.
Put just to the left of Corny. Maybe the Corny zone. Yeah, there.
I'm just going for bottom left this time. I'm just the new area, the new cube area in the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm going somewhere here.
So you see where all the roads are meeting? Yeah. Now it's just having to pray, cause.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, okay.
Of course. Not again.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Oh.
Smart, it's just smart.
Oh, it's alright. It's okay, we got 2 points. It's not that bad. It could have been worse.
Bonus
Don't be alive.
la next.
Oh man, poor Stompy, 0 for 3 there. But I actually want to ask you guys, MDF, what is your favorite and your least favorite final zone?
Oh, my favorite final zone.
Bă, trece să subiectul ăsta cu aia, am înțeles. Știi ce, altceva, de ce vrei să mai rămân pe live? Băi, și eu, wager. Ar vezi cum mi-a zis la Muflex, de fapt,
obviously I'm a little biased to the actual visual that you gain while you're kind of in the moment. It feels super immersive. My least favorite, probably water zones. It just gets crazy. Players going under the water. I feel people get cheated out sometimes. It can be all over the place. Water zones are pretty tough.
That's for me personally, I would say the tie between the mountains and steamy stacks. I'm an evil man for my favorite. It has to be the best for the spectacle. For the players, it might be kind of tough. Least favorite is anywhere too normal. I don't know why. I just want it to be interesting, strugglesome. I want these guys to earn the championships.
My favorite zones have to be the mountain zones. Said no one ever. Mountain zones are terrible, you know, there's change in elevations, terrible, but I would say that my favorite ones, usually some stuff where we have like the cornfields, right, because it allows those players that kind of find themselves in shambles situations to kind of hide in those
de ce vorbesc ăștia încă de zone, coaie?
And it's always usually like flat land, so that's good.
I mean, we've had some fun challenges today. Of course, those 3 announcements.
Get out of here, Vivid. Mountain zones are great, man.
Yo.
Oh wait, I'm
What's up, Zeke? How you doing?
Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? Great to be here. It's
Dacă zic că este de price for adevărat.
Hype Hour was super dope. What you guys think? You have a fun time?
I'm down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But Zeke, we've already done our 3 announcements. What are you here for?
Well, I guess the Hype Hour is done, so I guess I'm just gonna close out the show. You know, so if you're cool with this, Kelly, I'd like to take over. If you're down.
Yeah.
All right, go for it, Zeke.
All right, cool. You guys, thank you so much for coming on. That wraps up the Hype Hour. We hope you've enjoyed all of the announcements. And look, I know you guys have a lot of questions, but make sure you guys keep it locked on our social channels. It's a great place to keep up to date with all things. Now, before we go, I just want to say one last thing. As the world begins to return to a more normal, whispers of in-person events have been spreading throughout the community. As you guys have probably already seen, we're starting our learning and exploratory phases with select partners and tournament organizers. Our goal is to safely reintroduce in-person events back into the community, but while also being able to pivot as the world makes daily adjustments. Player health and safety is always going to be our top priority when working and considering on any in-person event. We still have our online-only policy in place until we have completed this important evaluation phase. So for right now, all that we ask of you guys, Fortnite fam, is, of course, your patience from you, our partners, as well as we work through this evaluation process and then eventually reintroduce broader and in-return in-person events. I mean, I'm excited for it. As always, 2022 has an exciting few things on the way for you. So please make sure you guys check out the Twitters, of course, all of our channels. FN Competitive is a great place to keep up to date. Make sure you guys check that out. Tomorrow, we kick off the Grand Royale. Make sure you come back for that. It's going to be a crazy tournament with some really fun shakeups to the format as well. Fortnite fam, we love you, and I'll save you a seat on that battle bus. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bun. Deci am stat degeaba, practic. Super.
Everything matters and everything is on the line. It's about to go down.
Nu pot să cred.
Păi putem să ne culcăm liniștit.
De ce am stat? O oră. Eu am stat o oră pentru ca să-mi zică că e duo. Tătanul, practic. Și că 100 de reboot round-uri. Bine, că bine, o zis de de runa a doua de la cash cap și așa, au zis de daily cap-uri. În rest nimic. Deci în afară de daily cap-uri, runa a doua la cash cap, și că e două, tot anul au vorbit degeaba o oră. Nici nu au zis de chapter 3, nu au zis de nicio mapă, nu au zis de nimic, nimic. Nu au zis de Winter Royale. Deci Winter Royale ar trebui să fie cam într-o lună, mai puțin de o lună, și nu au zis absolut nimeni nimic încă. Da, mă.
O să fie ce format.
Bă, eu cred că închid live-ul, Sebi.
Bă, eu nu știu dacă să mai țin sau așa. Eu nu știu. Dacă mai am ce să fac. Da, e runda 2 la asta. Poate faci ne 400 de like.
Da, mă, băi, mersi ca să cu mine până aici. Nu uitați să folosiți codul zAndy pe item și dacă vreți să mă susțineți și mai vreți să fac live-uri, probabil că o să fac live-uri de la turnee. Văd cu ce mă joc și ce fac și așa. În canal la Buci anunțul acesta, dar este ok. Da, cu mine până aici. Ne auzim. Cred, da. Toate bună, băi.